I was midway through production on Action Force Part 4 and my phone, my social media was blowing up and everyone was asking me my thoughts on the Hasbro Retro G.I. Joe line, the Walmart exclusive, and asking me to, share my thoughts. I never planned on doing a video about this because I never had a lot of confidence that it would be that good. But the overwhelming disappointment among the collecting community, I never had confidence that Hasbro was going to make a decent retro G.I. Joe toy line. But it's so bad that I decided to share my thoughts with you guys. So here we go. Here are my thoughts on the Walmart exclusive Hasbro G.I. Joe retro toy line.
Come with me, toy fans.
So here we are. People have been talking about this new retro wave of G.I. Joe Walmart exclusive figures for quite a while now. It's been no big secret. The big secret has been, what are they actually going to reveal? Given that Hasbro, over the last year or so, they have produced wave 1 of retro Star Wars figures, which, the cards are pretty boring, flimsy card stock and that horrible dog-eared edging. But they have basically reproduced the original Star Wars action figures from the first series in 77, 78. And then this year they have produced another wave of Empire Strikes Back figures, which have improved on the previous wave. The figures can hold their weapons better, etc, etc. These figures are pretty cool, and they're giving collectors something of what they want. Then you take the new Ghostbusters re-releases. So the Kenner Retro Collection Ghostbusters figures, where Hasbro has pretty much recreated the original Kenner Ghostbusters figures. The card backs are identical, the figures are identical, the accessories are identical. It's spot on. So people had high hopes that when the eventual release came of the Walmart exclusive retro G.I. Joe figures, they would be O-ring styled, which is what everybody wanted. But what did we get? We got 3 figures, count them 3. Like, when was the last time any toy line in history only had 3 figures? But not only that, the 3 figures that they have released are Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and the Baroness. And they've released them in the new modern style figure design that came out with the 25th anniversary. And they've released 3 figures that have all been released more than once before. We've had 2 versions of all of these figures already. So basically, they're releasing this new retro G.I. Joe toy line that there has actually been no creative input whatsoever. They've brought back 3 old figures with different paint applications. Yes, the card backs look good, but it's not like Hasbro created any of this. They just took artwork that was already produced in the 80s and blew it up on a card. So I don't know what there actually is to entice buyers to pick these up. I'm dumbfounded. I mean, I've heard some people online say that, well, maybe they're spending all of their R&D budget on the Classified series, which I think are completely rubbish as well. But to promote this and anticipate this and have a live stream announcing it all, and then just roll out 3 figures that we've already had. For anyone who is a staunchly Hasbro supporter, you love what Hasbro does, man. You need to take a good long hard look in the mirror, because if Hasbro can't take the time to spend money on designers and the time it takes to produce quality reproductions of the O-ring G.I. Joe figures that we had back in the day, then what are they spending it on? Because the money is certainly not going on the Bespin Freeze Chamber playset, because let's be honest, that was designed by the laziest toy designer in the history of toy design, and I actually think Hasbro's fucking laughing at us. Honestly, apologies for swearing, guys, but the most unique toy that Hasbro has put out this year, like the most one that where they have not just recreated an old toy, they've actually put some effort into creating something new, has been the most bland, disappointing, diabolical toy of 2020. This toy actually sums up 2020. This is the coronavirus of toys. It's an absolute farce. And if that's where they're putting their R&D budget into making utter doggy doo-doo like the Bespin Freeze Chamber playset, they are just... They're laughing in your face and they're trying to rip you off. They're bringing out 3 characters that we've already had before in this format. Okay, I've got no issue with them giving us a new version of Snake Eyes, or a new version of Storm Shadow, or a new version of Baroness. But what they're giving us is characters that they've already released, and they're just changing the paint applications and giving them a card back that they think will appeal to our nostalgic sensibilities by using the original artwork, which I am pleased is on there, but again, they've gone and cocked it up because the artwork doesn't match the figure. The version of Snake Eyes on the card back is the Commando version, and yet they've packed it in with a Ninja version. The version of Storm Shadow on the card back is the original Storm Shadow, and then they've packed him in with this modern reboot of the character. I don't know what to tell you guys. For anyone holding out hope, certainly for those people who say like, yeah, they're not great, but I've got faith in what they're going to bring, so I'm going to keep buying stuff and keep supporting them. You're making the biggest mistake of everyone, because by continuing to buy this garbage that they're putting out, you're going to encourage them to produce more of this garbage. You know, as fans consuming products from a global corporation, we have only one way to vote, and that is to vote with our hard-earned income. And if you're going to purchase, if you're going to be satisfied and purchase this crap that they're putting out to the point where they're going to think, oh, well, that's what the public wants, they're going to put out more of it, then you've only got yourself to blame. What you need to do is vote with your dollars, and when the stuff comes out and it's even 50% of what you wanted, 50% of what you hoped for, don't buy it. Hasbro has gobbled up every major toy company in the world aside from Mattel and Lego, which are obviously making a different style of product. But there are no other major action figure manufacturers out there. Palitoy's gone, Kenner's gone. I'm not even sure what else is out there. Hasbro is the main player. They've got no one to compete with. They can fall asleep at the wheel and still make a buck at the end of the day. And we should not encourage them to do that. As fans, we need to vote with our dollar. We need to tell Hasbro that I'm not buying this crap from you. I'm not buying this product that you've put zero effort into. You're trying to pitch to me 3 figures that we've already had before on card backs with artwork that is not unique. You know, we've already had it in. Yes, I do like the card backs, don't get me wrong. I actually adore the card backs. It's one of the things that I loved about the vintage G.I. Joe line. But it's just a photocopy. They're just selling you a photocopy. A repainted figure and a reprinted card back. Okay, so we get 2 vehicles. We get a reproduction of the Ore Striker that I've got here, and then also I think the Hiss Tank. Yeah, okay, for those people who want the vehicles, that's all well and good. But these vehicles are scaled for 3 3/4 inch figures, and the modern figures are more like 4 inch. So when you put them in there, they don't really fit very well. it's been a strange turn of events what's happened over the last few weeks between my Stan Solo video and then the retro Star Wars video that dropped today, and the stuff that went on with the Star Wars photography book and all of that. And these people that just want to defend Hasbro, and they're obsessed with this whole copyright thing. You can be obsessed with it if you want. Go ahead, go right ahead. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not making any unauthorized, unlicensed products. I don't really care. But you seem so obsessed that all you want is the genuine stuff, and the genuine stuff that they are giving you is utter garbage. And it makes me laugh. If that's what you're really concerned about, and that, you should only be buying Hasbro, then you go and work hard during a worldwide pandemic and spend your hard-earned dollars on pieces of crap. I don't know. I am very disappointed as a huge G.I. Joe fan. I'm disappointed that Star Wars, I'm pointing at Spearhead and Max here. I thought I had a retro collection figure there, never mind. As a huge G.I. Joe fan, I am incredibly disappointed that Star Wars has had reproduced figures made in the original vintage style. Ghostbusters fans have had the same things. Transformers fans have been having the same sort of treatment for years. Re-releases of G1 and G2 Transformers. And all we want is a re-release of the original O-ring style G.I. Joes, and they just spat in our face, man. They spat in our face. Support the fans. The fans do the best work, as Retroblasting always says, and I wholeheartedly agree. Support the fans. If you want to keep supporting Hasbro, you're going to keep getting dog shit like this. So, yeah, I'm going to get back to Action Force Part 4 because I'm pissed off right now. I'll see you later.